Hello and welcome to Alive with Amanda. Today we're going to be talking about the number one question group practice owners have, especially when they are either thinking about growing their group practice or they're stagnant in growth in their group practice. And that is how to attract enough clients in order to grow their practice. So we've talked about referrals many, many times. If you're a follower of Alive with Amanda, you know that every few videos we talk about referrals. Now, when I do consulting with somebody, one of the first things that I request from them is how many referrals they're getting every month. And I'm always surprised at either how little or how many referrals people are getting. And that can usually tell me whether they're ready to expand their group practice. If they have too few referrals, what ends up happening is that they're going to have to spend time and money increasing those number of referrals to bring people on. I mean, that's just the reality. You can't have a group practice if you don't have enough referrals. The main reason so many people come to caring therapists is because we do provide a lot of referrals for our clinicians. That varies for a lot of different reasons. If people are willing to work with children and in the evenings, like yes, if they want to work daytime virtual only, that's going to be a lot harder. So I sort of say that with a disclaimer there, right? And so one of the reasons so many people also come to our practice and leave other group practices is because they're just not getting the referrals that they were either promised or that they hoped for. At the end of the day, clinicians are joining your group practice and they want to know that they're going to make enough money. That's it. Listen, we invest a lot in culture. We invest a lot in clinical strategies. We invest in systems. But at the end of the day, people are very concerned about their paycheck. And that is a reality that a lot of group practice owners need to come to terms with, is that people want to know how much money they're going to make. They might understand that they're going to make X amount per session, but how many sessions can they expect? How full are they going to get? What happens if they get 20 clients and 5 leave because of attrition? What is the practice doing to attract more clients? Do they have an overflow of clients? Are they making sure that clinicians are full before they hire new people? And so I think it's important that you, as the group practice owner, that you answer that. What is your marketing strategy? What are your systems in place in order to ensure that people get full and stay full, right? What happens with attrition? What's the clinician's responsibility and what's the practice's responsibility? We use a platform called Practice Vital to look at things like attrition, churn rate. And that's been really helpful because if somebody has a 40 or 50% cancellation rate, and you'd be surprised people do have that, then I know as a group practice owner that there's not going to be that much I'm going to be able to do in order to fill them up, because we can't replace 50% of people's client load. They have to do their part to engage clients in therapy. They have to do their part in order to really, let people know that they need to come in for a minimum of 8 sessions. Research shows that outcomes improve with at least 8 sessions. And so if people are coming 1 or 2 times, dropping out of therapy, they're not going to feel value. Our clinicians probably going to feel discouraged. And so right from the very beginning, the clinicians need to do things to engage clients in therapy, depending on your theoretical modality. That's going to look different, homework, etc., booking sessions out, sending reminders, setting very clear clinical goals, or just having great rapport with clients. I find rapport is one of the best things to do to encourage clients to come back to therapy in a way that is meaningful than them. I don't think we should keep clients longer than they want to be kept, or that that is not therapeutically indicated, but I think it's important to have rapport. Of course, I see that our more seasoned clinicians have lower cancellation rates, lower churn rates. They're able to retain clients longer. So doing things like getting trainings, getting supervision is going to be very helpful. We do expect registered interns or newer clinicians to our practice to have a little bit lower stats, and that we will do things like coach them through that process, send them to trainings, provide supervision, etc. And so you really want to think about, how can I answer those questions that like I just asked you? Like, how are we going to replace clients? What is our marketing plan? What kind of supervision is in place? A lot of the times the group practice owner is doing everything, right? They're doing all of the supervision, they're doing all of the marketing, they're doing a lot of things. And so you might want to watch some of my previous videos about how to outsource. as a group practice owner, and that might come even before you're making enough money to do it. That's just the reality. And so we'll talk a little bit more. This is Pumpkin, everybody. He decided to join our videos today. We'll talk a little bit more about how to get clients. I'll give you some tidbits that we're doing. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, TherapyNotes. If you are looking for an electronic health record that makes you as happy as my cat makes me, I want you to check out TherapyNotes. They have a new AI feature, Therapy Fuel. Our clinicians are using it for their sessions. We're getting a lot of great feedback. We're seeing that notes are getting completed faster. You can bill insurance through there. You can bill credit card payments. You can track insurance payments. There's a lot of things that you can do in order to be successful in running your group practice. And you can see how many intakes you get every month. And so you can pull reports. So I highly recommend you check out TherapyNotes. So if you haven't already invested in things like SEO, Google My Business, Google AdWords, even social media now, and doing community-based marketing, you want to have a plan for each of those things. You want to see where your referrals are coming from. So track, ask, where did you hear about us? Keep a list of that. And then if you keep hearing the same doctor or the same types of doctors or the same, like I saw you on Google, then you know those are the places that you need to invest in. You need to put your money there so that you can be successful in running your group practice. I hope this was helpful. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.